Alright, so in the last video we learned about nested routes, and now in this video we're going to learn about dynamic routes, alright, and creating dynamic route segments. So let's say we have a social media app, alright, and that social media app has a search bar where you can search a list of users, and in that you have user 1, user 2, and user 3. So what if we want to click on each user page and we want to see the unique details of each user? Alright, so when you head over to the users, the /ID, and the ID could be users/1, users/2, users/3, we should see user 1 details, user 2 details, user 3 details, matching their respective ID parameters. And to do that, we need to create dynamic route segments. So first things first, let's create a new component. So in the components folder, I'm going to create a component called users.jsx. Okay, we're going to RAFC. Okay, so then user 1. Let's copy this. Okay, so and then user 1, user 2, user 3. Flashing this 2 and 3. Okay, cool. So now let's bind this route to app.jsx. So now if we head over to the users, okay, we can see our user details page. So just make sure this is not accidentally in between this product, because then it's going to be nested on the product. So make sure it's on its own, right? Okay, so now we've got the users route. Next step is to create the user details so that we can see the details of each user. So we're going to Control B. We're going to create a component called users details. So it's going to be users details.jsx. So we're going to RAFC, Control B, and then users details. So let's bind this to a route. From the example we had above, when we had the route, it was user detail 1, user details 2, user details 3. So let's do that. Path equals to users/1, and then the element, we're going to have the user detail component. Okay, make sure the user details component is imported above. Okay, so when we go to users 1, we're supposed to have /1. Supposed to have user detail of user detail 1, and then let's do that for the 3 others. So you're gonna do user details 2, user details 3. So when we navigate to 2, this works. Navigate to 3, this works. But like if you're having a social media application or a big application, configuring each and every one of this route is going to be stressful, and it's going to be a lot of work. And in case your application is going to scale, this is not really the most feasible option. The most feasible option is configuring dynamic routes for each one of these. So we're going to keep only one of them, and then we're going to change it. So instead of users 1, it's going to be users/users. It's going to be this, then /users ID. Okay, so whenever we head over to user, as we're in user details 3, we're still seeing details of the user. Go to user details 2, the same thing. And even if we want to go to user details Davi, we're still going to get this details page. And that's because this is a dynamic value. It's going to receive any string dynamically, any URL parameter dynamically. And it's going to, as long as it's under these users, as long as it's under users / it's going to dynamically receive it and bind it. Okay, you won't get a 4 whenever you dynamically, you do this dynamically, you add this parameter. So it's going to bind it. All right. So the user ID parameter will match any value as long as the pattern is the same. So this is the pattern users slash. So it will dynamically match any pattern. So we need to configure a fixed path, just in case we might need one. Instead of all routes being dynamic, we can have a users slash, we can have like a users slash admin page. Okay. So instead of all routes being, dynamic, we can have some routes fixed, and we're going to do that. So let's create the admin component. So we'll say admin.jsx. So we're going to say RAFC. Okay. So now Control B. Let's create the admin route. So route. And then we're going to say path. I say users. Okay. This is going to be users slash admin. Then we're going to say element. And then bind this to the admin element. We're going to import this. Please make sure it's imported above. Okay, so whenever we head over to users admin, we get the admin page. So the admin is not dynamic, it's fixed, while any other parameter except from admin you write here is dynamically. So even if you write something like EV, it's dynamic. But whenever you go over to the admin is fixed, is static. And we have the admin component. So the JSX of the admin route is rendered. React Router is smart enough to first match the route that is more specific. So if you want to navigate to users slash admin, React Router will first try to find a matching route. Only if this uses the admin slash admin does not exist, then it will try to find a dynamic route. So the first thing React Router will do is try to find a matching route before it tries to find a dynamic route, which is what makes React Router so great, because it's smart enough to differentiate the two. So, by the way, dynamic routes can be nested as well. Since the both routes were created having the users prefix, we can just simply nest them. Instead of writing users slash users ID, we can simply nest them. And to nest them, we have to change the style of this component from self close it to double close it. Okay, so we're gonna drag our user admin. We're gonna put that here. I have these two routes inside our nest. Okay, so now we're gonna get rid of this. Okay, let's just get rid of it. Okay, so now we've nested this route. Then I'm going to go over to users slash 2. Oh, what's going on? This is users ID. Oh, right. There's something we have to do. So we have to nest this. Okay. So let's go to our users. We're going to import a component. So we're going to import. And then we're going to import the outlet component. Okay, we've met the outlet component before. It's a very good friend of us. So let's use the outlet component. So our users. So when we're there, see, it's rendering the user details. So it's rendering user details as a child, and if we head over to the admin route, it's going to render the admin as its child. All right, so that is it for nested routing. In the next video, we're going to be learning about URL parameters. And that would enable us to, whenever we're in the user details page, add a parameter that's going to display what user is there. So now we've dynamically nested this route. Let's add our URL parameters. So in the next video, we're going to learn about URL parameters. Thank you.